Welcome to the Butterfly Effect, the Vuelta Stage 2 2020. Exciting stage. The favorites battling out. We got to watch them yesterday in the Basque Country, battling it out for the win. Primoz Roglic was fantastic and gets the stage. Today, Movistar take over the action midway in the stage, more or less, and there's wind. The weather is dark and cloudy. There's a lot of chaos. They split the group even before we get to the real last climb, the meat and potatoes of the stage. It's already a pretty select group. I want to show a picture of what it looks like even in a small group when you're racing in Europe. The wind's blowing. Everybody in this picture is pushed over to the left side of the road, and you see all the cracks there in it's not really a bike lane, it's just a shoulder off the main road, and all the riders are pushed into that, and they're fighting for position. These crucial moments, when you see this, are really important to have teammates around you because they can pull you out into the wind. The wind's coming from right to left, that's why they're pushed all the way into the left side. And if you have teammates, your teammates could really look after you if you're Primoz Roglic or something like that, where you got a chance at winning the stage or winning the overall at a Grand Tour. Your teammates will pull you and keep you out of the wind in these dangerous situations. It's very easy in Europe when you're off to the side of the road to get a flat. It's dangerous. There's cracks in the road. There's all kinds of hazards that can cause you to lose a stage or, of course, lose a Grand Tour. Now, as we get closer to the base of the last climb, you'll see Amador and Carapaz from Ineos going up the road. I can't figure out what this objective was. I was watching on TV. Supposedly they're going for time bonuses. We missed it somehow on my coverage that I had with Fubu, so I don't know exactly where that section was, but they're out there for 6K, and I can't figure out why Ineos 15 seconds in front of the group. Once you get the time bonuses, get out of the way. I don't know if I missed it. Fubu, even the commentators on Fubu couldn't figure out what they were doing. I was dumbfounded. They're out there for a massive length of time, just using the energy of Amador the whole time and keeping Carapaz up front, but he's still going to be taking wind. He's still left without a teammate when we get onto the last climb. And you know how important it is to me to have a teammate with you for as long as you can. I say it all the time. You keep your teammates fresh. You keep them with you for as long as you can. You only use them up when you have to. Now, when we start the last climb, it gets really exciting because we see Tom Dumoulin coming out the back early. We know now at this moment, Tom Dumoulin's Vuelta is over too. He clearly doesn't have the form. Whatever training he did between Liège-Bastogne-Liège and here at the Vuelta hasn't been right. He doesn't have it dialed. So when we go up this climb, right away, Dumoulin's out the back. You see Movistar on the front. They're setting a pace. There's an epic section in this climb that I'm going to put in the picture where it's a super long, straight, hard section of the climb near the top. This section is hard on the riders mentally because we can see all the way up the climb. If you're suffering at the back and you'll start seeing riders coming off there, when you can't see a corner coming up or you can't see the summit or the summit is so far up there on the straightaway, it mentally will just mess with your head and it'll cause you to drop off the back if you're already at the limit. As they get closer to the top, here's the problem I had with Jumbo-Visma. I talked about it yesterday on the Butterfly Effect. When Sepp Kuss attacked, he dropped George Bennett off the back. I said it was minor yesterday. Today it was major. Okay? Sepp Kuss does the same attack. He's a young kid. I assume it's coming from his director or it's coming from Roglic to go ahead and try to start attacking and see what happens. Maybe he's even going for mountain points. I'm not certain. Either way, his acceleration drops no one from the front group except for George Bennett. That would be crucial. Yesterday, I brought it up. It wasn't crucial, but I brought it up. Today, it's crucial. And I'll tell you why. As they go over the top, Movistar sends Marc Soler on the attack. He's going solo now. Jumbo-Visma have to chase. Marc Soler, he's not close on GC, but he's not that far, right? I think he lost about a minute and 20, minute and 30 on yesterday's stage. So Jumbo-Visma have to start chasing. Problem is, though, they got the red jersey with Roglic. He isn't going to want to chase. So it's Sepp Kuss, who just got done dropping George Bennett out the back. Now Sepp Kuss has to ride the front. Sepp's riding the front, using energy. George Bennett's way back here, driving as hard as he can to get back to the front. Now you got two guys from the same team riding, but they're chasing each other. It's using up energy. George Bennett gets finally to the front group, but Marc Soler, like I said, is already gone. That's why Sepp Kuss is chasing. When George comes around, he flies by the group. Only small mistake from Movistar I saw was immediately they covered George. They probably shouldn't have covered at all. Just let George go. George would go out there dangling. Marc Soler would be out there dangling. Soler can win the stage. George could be chasing. Eventually, he's going to have to sit up and come back. Guess why? Because his race leader, Primož Roglič, is still in the group. George being middleweight means nothing. So small mistake by Movistar to go ahead and cover that move. Just let him ride out there and dangle. He'll stop pedaling. He's going to have to come back to the group, or they're all going to be chasing each other again anyways. Now, Primož Roglič. I understand you're wearing the race leader's jersey, but when your two teammates can't close the gap up to Marc Soler, I think it would have been a little bit smart to just rotate through a couple times and see what kind of damage you could do to that time gap, and then see if you can close it. At some point in time before the finish, though, if he is working on the front, you would have to stop because you're wearing the race leader's jersey and you want to win the stage too. Or protect time bonuses, or protect time gaps to Richard Carapaz possibly gapping you. So you don't want to work very long, but I don't think it would have been a bad idea to have 3 chasing instead of 2, because really chasing, you had Sepp Kuss, you had a very tired George Bennett who'd been chasing all the way up the last part of the climb, all the way down the descent till he caught on. That was a big mistake. They did it yesterday. They did it again today. For the finish, you saw Primož Roglič, fabulous in the sprint. He takes second plus the time bonuses. If they'd done the tactics right, not tried to drop George Bennett, your second teammate left in the race, they go over the top together, drill in the line. Primož Roglič would be going for the win, the time bonuses, and you could have set the pace however you wanted with George Bennett and Sepp Kuss instead of those two having to ride all out. Now, one other thing I want to mention on the descent, you go back and you look at Hugh Carthy on the descent. He was terrible. I mean, on the descent, I understand it's a little bit wet. These turns are not difficult, folks, at home for professionals. Difficult for Hugh maybe, but not difficult for professional good riders. When you watch the video, check out the descent. The other guys are just flying through the descent, sitting. When they come out of each corner, they're still sitting, they're still pedaling, they're still on the wheel in front of them. The only one is Hugh Carthy. Every time Hugh comes out of the corner, he has to stand up and start sprinting to close that gap. Now you can really see what I mean when you look at all of the other riders in the front. They're all the favorites. You're going to be racing against them for the next 16 days of this Vuelta. So every bit of energy you're using when you're coming down this descent is crucial. When you watch them go through the curves, and they're not even real hard turns, they're just decent curves at speed. It is wet, but decent speed. Everyone in the front group is sitting and still attached to the wheel in front of him. Hugh Carthy comes in, he brakes late, he brakes hard, he opens a gap, and now he's sprinting out of every corner. It's worth a look to see that last descent just to see how much energy he's spending. You got to fix that, Hugh. At this level, you should be able to ride your bike through corners this easy, especially in a group this small with so many pros riding at this quality level. It's not dangerous other than just the wet roads, but they all made it through. You should be able to make it through too. Okay, I got up here one of the World Championships team for the French team. When I was with Francis de Jure, we'd trade jerseys sometimes. I do the U.S. World Championships for the U.S. My teammates, of course, mostly French, so I always had a teammate that was riding the World Championships for the French team, and then we'd trade up jerseys. So this one I've had for a long time. It's from 97, 98. A little something else that's stuck in the bin in the closet. Thought you guys appreciate it. See you real soon on the Butterfly Effect. 2 more races tomorrow to come.